Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are going to literally transform your basic physics knowledge into gold standard, top-tier exam evaluation. Look, if you've ever felt like you completely understand the formulas, you know the textbook inside and out, but somehow you still lose marks on those longer written answers, well, you are exactly in the right place. Today we're taking an application-first approach to master force, mass, and acceleration. We're specifically zeroing in on the Cambridge IGCSE 0625 syllabus, but honestly, whether you're taking 0651, 0652, the O-Level 5054, or even pushing into AS Level 9702, this strategy is a total game changer. We are going to bridge that frustrating gap between rote memorization and true dynamic physical reasoning. So let's get into it.
All right, here is our roadmap for today. We're hitting the physics exam challenge, moving through the four-step gateway, breaking down cause and effect reasoning, looking at the safest exam method, and wrapping up with 4 key memory prompts.
Section 1. The Physics Exam Challenge. Let's tackle the biggest hurdle right out of the gate.
Okay, before we even touch formal mathematical language, we need to ask ourselves what physical effect, measurement, or prediction actually depends on understanding force, mass, and acceleration. I want you to picture 2 types of students. Let's call them Alex and Sam. When Alex sees a past paper question on this, he completely overloads his answer with raw physics facts. He just dumps every equation he knows onto the page, but there's absolutely zero analysis. It's just a wall of text. Then you have Sam. Sam rushes, he sees the word force, panics, and completely misses the command word requirements in the prompt. Both of them walk out of the exam room feeling confident, and both of them get their papers back covered in red pen marks. Why? Because they treated physics as a list of decorative facts rather than a tool to reason through unfamiliar, real-world problems. This brings us to a massive realization. Memorized wording just isn't enough. The crucial point here is that true exam mastery requires moving way beyond isolated facts. You have to understand the actual physical outcomes. The absolute safest route through a complex Cambridge physics paper isn't having a photographic memory. It's the ability to use dynamic reasoning to work your way step by step through a system you've literally never seen before. Now, before we continue and look at exactly how to build that reasoning, subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCEE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now.
Section 2. The 4-step gateway. Let's look at the ultimate blueprint for structuring those top mark answers. This right here is what we call the micro gateway. Think of it as your Peel framework for physics. Point, evidence, explanation, link. It guides you from simple identification all the way to a real-world connection. Step 1, you identify the exact quantity. That's your point. For example, force. Step 2, state the relationship. That's your evidence. F equals ma. Step 3, explain the underlying physics. Because mass is inversely proportional to acceleration for a constant force, a larger mass results in less acceleration. And finally, step 4, connect it to a real observation or device. That's your link. This is exactly why heavily loaded freight trucks require significantly longer stopping distances than empty ones. If I gave you 30 seconds on a timer right now to do a speed writing challenge, and you followed those 4 steps, you'd produce a bulletproof, perfectly structured paragraph every single time.
And this quote right here brilliantly illustrates why this 4-step sequence is non-negotiable for IGCSE-style physics exams. Examiners aren't just looking for human calculators, you know? They are looking for scientists. The very best answers prove that you not only understand the core theory, but that you can seamlessly apply it to the physical world around us.
Section 3. Cause and effect reasoning. Here is where we separate the average grades from the absolute top tier.
To get those top marks, we have to transition our explanations from everyday, casual language to formal physics vocabulary. Cause and effect reasoning means explaining the clear physical reasons behind changes in systems. Whether we're talking about magnetic fields, forces, particles, electrical circuits, or waves. When you analyze these systems, you must start with a concrete example and insist on showing a clear cause and effect chain before you just randomly drop in symbolic relationships. For instance, don't just say, "the car slows down." That's everyday language. Instead, state the cause, friction applied to the brakes. Then link it to the effect, a deceleration that reduces the car's kinetic energy. Only after that physical reality is established on the page should you introduce your formulas.
Now, this exact same logic applies to data. Imagine I threw a complex velocity time graph on the screen right now and gave you a 60-second visual countdown to extract the core trend. You cannot just describe the visual trend by saying, "the line goes up." No way. You've got to actually scratch that. You must explicitly state what the slope, the area beneath the line, the direction, or the shape means in physical terms. A steepening curve isn't just a line pointing at the top right corner of the page. It represents an increasing acceleration driven by a changing resultant force. Always tie the visual representation back to physical reality. Now, speaking of taking action, stop scrolling. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2 to 3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to @acetheexams_IGCSE and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions.
Section 4. The safest exam method. Let's decode exactly how to lock in your mark potential to 100%. Let's play Find the Flaw for a second. Think back to Alex and Sam. Their common weaknesses are exactly what's on the left side here. Writing a formula without explaining what the variables actually represent, quoting a process without stating the physical effect, or giving a real-world example without an explicit physics link. These flaws are guaranteed red pen marks from the examiner. But look at the right side. The safest method, the green checkmark method, is decoding the command word and using our Peel-style framework. Definition, relationship, explanation, application. This perfectly contrasts the trap students fall into against the absolute safest method to guarantee top marks.
And when it comes to that final application step, you should always be able to pull a scenario right from this list, whether it's laboratory experiments, civil engineering and safety, transport and energy systems like designing crumple zones in a sports car, communications, or even medical technology like MRI machines and astronomy. You need to be able to name at least one real-life scene where the concept you're writing about actually matters and explain why the physics helps us predict or improve outcomes there. This proves to the examiner that your knowledge is practical, tangible, and real.
Section 5. 4 key memory prompts. Let's build your ultimate cheat sheet recap.
To ensure this strategy sticks long after this explainer is over, you need to use these 4 prompts. And I mean, answer them aloud, not just in your head. 1. What is the core idea? 2. What changes physically in the system? 3. What specific quantity or graph visualizes this change? And 4. Where is it used in the real world? If you can answer these out loud, your understanding of force, mass, and acceleration is entirely secure for any short answer or structured question Cambridge throws at you. Answering aloud builds deep, retrievable memory. Listen, students who implement these physics strategies see an average improvement of 2 grade boundaries, but only if they practice consistently with our weekly videos.
So here is my final challenge to you. Look at the question on screen. Apply our 4-step gateway to the physical world around you today. If you insist on clear cause and effect reasoning and keep this application-first approach at the center of your studies, you won't just memorize physics, you will master it. Here's your final reminder. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to acetheexams_IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. Drop a comment below with your target grade for physics and the biggest challenge you're facing. Our team responds to every single comment. Like and share this explainer with a study partner. Ace the Exams. Your Cambridge success starts here. Good luck.